Hi, this is Rick Eimer with the Palo Alto Weekly, and we're here today with Taylor Degroff. She is a junior at Castilleja. She plays lacrosse and is our Athlete of the Week after scoring 9 goals against Midi, 6 goals in a win over St. Francis, and then 7 goals against Sacred Heart Prep, one of their big rivals in league play, and they beat them too. And let's start with Sacred Heart Prep because we were, that's the closest rival, and one of them, and you have friends on the team.
Yeah, so that was a really fun win because I don't think Castilleja has beaten Sacred Heart in about 9 years, so it was really fun to be able to pull out that win, especially for our seniors who obviously have been waiting a long time to have that, and it was really exciting. It was really close going into the second half, so being able to push through and play all the way to the end was really exciting.
Great, and you mentioned just before that you're a junior, like we said, and you're already committed. Let's maybe announce that to the world here.
Yeah, so I'm verbally committed to the admissions process at Princeton for lacrosse. That was really exciting news, and I am very excited for what the future holds in my lacrosse career. It was a lot of work, and it taught me a lot. I went through the process as a sophomore, and it taught me a lot about mental toughness and especially how to play under pressure and stress. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what the future holds for me for lacrosse.
That's terrific, yeah. And now this year, Castilleja has been doing very well, especially in league. They're right in the middle of things right now, and beating Sacred Heart Prep was a big help. Kind of describe your goals this year and what you think you guys can accomplish.
Yeah, so we have a lot of girls who don't necessarily play club lacrosse and are just athletes. So I think the learning curve, especially starting at the beginning of the season, is very steep. And so we just need to keep working on getting our stick skills going, because obviously stick skills take a lot of time to work and refine. So I think we can continue working on that. And then just being aware and conscious on defense are probably our 2 main focuses going into the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah. For me, it was just the coordination of using a stick and trying to get that thing around. But it does seem to be a very popular sport. It's growing in leaps and bounds. And, maybe just talk about that a little bit. You're on a club team and talk about the club level and how that's grown.
Yeah, so I think I have to drive about an hour to get to club practice because just there weren't many clubs when I was growing up, and especially to play at a competitive level, we have to fly a lot to the East Coast just to be competitive and play against teams that really challenge us. So I think the growth of West Coast lacrosse is just extremely important, and I'm so glad that just so many people from local high schools are starting to play just so that we can get to a more competitive level. Yeah.
Right. I think one of the things is the girl from Menlo, I can't remember her name, Michelle McKella, I think, went to USC anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean that shows that the progress is going. She's one of their better players, and people are starting to advance and play in college a lot. And that's another thing. It gives you a little more opportunity in college too when you're can play lacrosse and have that on your resume. And do you see, how your other club team members are going or where they're going?
Yeah, so I do have a lot of club team members committed to schools, but the main way that we had to do that was we would obviously have to fly to schools on the East Coast to go to their camps and different things like that. So I think it is huge for West Coast lacrosse that we have a lot of girls going to play at this higher level, but there's definitely still room to grow in maintaining that competitive level on the West Coast and not necessarily needing to fly across the country.
Right. Does it mean anything that Stanford has a pretty good lacrosse team and they do have to go to the East Coast a lot, but just having them have a team, is that important to you guys?
Oh yeah, definitely, and it's huge that we have such a competitive program here in California. I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Great. Now, you score a lot of goals, but your team scores a lot of goals. How does that happen? I mean, what's the offense? It must be just high-powered or something.
Yeah, our games have been pretty high scoring this year. I have a lot of help from Annika Adzich, specifically one of our other middies, Gabby Nightingale. We like to do a lot of driving, but then at the same time, we do a lot of cuts and feeds, so it's definitely dependent on each other, and it couldn't succeed without all of us working together. So yeah, it's definitely a team effort.
Great, and like I said, she scores a lot of goals, and that's Taylor Degroff, our Athlete of the Week, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And if you care to find out who's our Athlete of the Week next week, press that subscribe button down below or visit us at pasportsonline.com.